So the culture of silent violence definitely needs to go. There are so many people that have stories to share and get labeled everything in the book because they were not believed when it happened to them. And if you were too young and you didn't have a voice, just know that there are people who can relate and educate and also teach you your rights and teach you how you can advocate for yourself, because it's pretty sad when some of the police departments are super corrupt that you can't even go to them for assistance, or even your own family, because they breed a culture of abuse in different cultures, and it worked for them, but that doesn't mean it should work for you. So that will tell you a lot too about the people that you have around, because if somebody I knew came up to me and told me, regardless of what they were going through, or the friends or whoever you thought, right? A lot of the times it's people who have positions of power, people in roles of trust that have a duty to protect, a fiduciary role with the public to protect, okay? To protect and serve, okay? Not to perpetrate and stalk. But yet, in some communities, that's allowed. And just because they got away with it for a certain point doesn't mean that they're going to continue to get away with it. So I am big on educating young girls to know the signs and things that you can do to protect yourself, and several recourses. And of course, excommunicating people who gaslit you and try to make it like it was your fault for just going outside. It is not a kid's fault or a teenager's fault. When they go to the park should be a safe place, especially when it was a haven for us when we were dealing with households with substance abuse like alcohol and domestic violence, and we were trying to find a reprieve. And you can't even go do that, playing outside, doing sports, hanging out at the parks, where it should be a place where kids can congregate, from your neighborhood in school and be able to chit chat. And then when you have people like police officers cruising around trying to thirst on teenagers, developing teenagers, and some of us weren't even all the way developed, okay? I mean, literally flat as a board until I was like 18. So like, really, what are you doing, right? But it doesn't matter to them, right? It doesn't matter how small, big, I can just imagine. So a lot of us definitely have to look out for each other. And I think that we should promote a reporting. There's a reporting, an online system for domestic violence, but we definitely need to put one for sexual assault as well, because some of these perpetrators work at the precincts, okay? So you expect a victim to go walk up into the police station and be like, hey, I just want to make a report. They're going to be like, who? And you're like, on you. And you think that person's going to be safe with all the power and the weapons and all of the status protection that they're afforded. You really think a teenager can have the gusto to do all of that? That is one of the major reasons why a lot of things go unreported for so long. So I'm just trying to turn the tide and educate, and hopefully we can get a system in place to help others. Just a word of the day. Have a good one.